All right, this is a on-grid, obviously on-grid solar installation in Portland, Oregon. I believe this one's owned by TriMet right here. Another one of those subsidized installations, uses the locally made panels. Of this one, is you can see it does not have the little inverters on the backs of the panels. Okay, those were yeah, all the inversion and all that other kind of stuff is done down in the central location. So those run into rail systems with cables down on those steel beams. It's all galvanized steel. The build on that is a little bit closer to what you might call public art. It's obviously overbuilt. It probably would last through any kind of a storm that it's going to go to. The other thing is, with that kind of heavy duty build, you would expect to be able to replace the panels periodically without having to replace the entire structure. Although I can imagine it's a bit of tricky crane work to get up and do the upper levels on that. The other thing is that makes this a little bit more of a public art thing than actual utility, although there is plenty of utility to this. It's part of their green streetcar program, but they're unwilling to kill trees to go green. So you can see that at the angle of the array versus the location of those trees, they're not going to get optimum power out of this. The other thing that works really intelligently, and it's kind of maybe a little easier if I walk around a little bit, but if we walk around a little bit, you're going to notice that the entire array is mounted on a reverse parabolic. There's a little bit of a curve to it that matches the path of the sun. And obviously, from the shape of the beams on there, and that's all welded solid, they did not go with a sun tracking array. That's because with the lower cost of solar panels nowadays, even the US made panels compared to what they were 10 and 20 years ago, it is not cost effective very often to use a tracking array, especially on large scale. Now, there are some people that do it with a convex parabolic instead of this reverse parabolic. This one is a concave parabolic instead of a convex. There's different opinions on how that could go. This one is on the sun side, it is a convex parabolic, and on other arrays people have made it a concave parabolic. The idea is that instead of they think they can get a little more efficiency out of the entire array when it's built that way. Trickier engineering, but it's a newer design. A lot of people have gone to some older stuff has been done this way before they want to do the little motorized tracking systems. But to have an array that just uses more panels in either a parabolic or reverse parabolic arrangement, it's a valid way to set up the array. It's not full of shit. It does work today in today's economy, because a lot of times all those motorized and moving systems are not cost effective compared to just adding more panels. And even though those panels may not run at 100% efficiency compared to having a motorized array, the cost of the entire system still makes a lot of sense. What probably makes less sense is having trees in front of your array, but we won't talk about that much right now. It's government, okay? If you're going to install these privately at your home, probably not going to do something so big, but if you're going to make your own adult decisions instead of doing it the way governments do it, you probably don't want trees in front of your panels.